guys, it's Jessica, and today we are going to talk the Sephora VIB sale. It is starting today, April 26th, depending on when you're watching it. And it starts 20% off for VIB Rouge. May 2nd through the 6th is when VIB can start shopping the sale, and they get 15% off. And then Beauty Insiders, which anyone can join at that tier, gets 10% off May 2nd through 6th. So all of that information will be down below as well for reference. But it's an exciting time to save money on stuff that you really can't find on sale unless you're going to like individual brand websites. So it is an exciting sale when they have it. So I'm excited to share that this video is sponsored by Ebates. I've worked with them for years. I've used this site for years. It's completely free, and basically what it is a website and a tool online that you can use to get cash back on things that you're going to be buying online anyway. So for example, if you're planning to shop this Sephora sale, Sephora through Ebates right now is 3% cash back. So you'd go to Ebates, find Sephora on there and click, and it will take you to Sephora. And when you finally check out at the end of that transaction, Ebates will take the 3% of whatever you spent, and you will get that in your Ebates account. They pay out 4 times a year. You can get it through like PayPal or paper check, whichever you'd like. And what's amazing is it's just free money sitting on the table. So if you're already going to be shopping online, they have other retailers on there. They actually have over 2,500 retailers that they have on the site. Ulta, It Cosmetics, Smashbox, like so many different sites. It's insane. And of course, Sephora is included too. So right now, if you sign up using my link down below, if you're a first-time Ebates user, you will get a $10 welcome bonus on your Ebates account. And they're also co-sponsoring a $100 giveaway with me. And so basically what you win is a $100 Visa gift card to spend however you'd like. And so if you're interested in entering the giveaway, I will have all of the information as well as a link on how to enter down below in the description box as well. So Sephora right now is 3% cash back, but it's also worth mentioning that on May 6th, Ebates birthday sale is happening. And so tons of their retailers go up to 15% cash back. That's insane. So like that is, you're spending $100, you're already getting $15 back. So if you're planning a big purchase online, it might be worth waiting until May 6th because you're gonna get some killer cash back. That's like the highest ever. So thank you Ebates for sponsoring this portion of the video. Let's get into my recommendations for the sale. So I've decided to split this video into kind of 3 sections. I'm gonna start with what I recommend you guys should buy, and then like based on my own personal experience, obviously. I'm also gonna share what I'm planning on buying. I've got way too many things in my cart and I keep taking things in and out. You know, you kind of like mess around with it, but I think I've landed on probably the items I'm going to be picking up during this sale. And then at the end, I'm gonna share the items, just a handful of items that I think you might wanna think about avoiding that maybe I've tried and I really didn't have a good experience with, or maybe it's for a very specific person you might wanna listen up for if you're the right skin type for that kind of thing. So I'm gonna try to be succinct. Let's dive in. The first thing, I could not do a video of Sephora recommendations without recommending the Sephora Pro line of brushes. You guys, these are pricier. Some of these are $30, $36. Some of them are in the 20s. They're not cheap brushes, but they are honestly the most well-made brushes I've ever owned. I've owned so much. I've owned MAC, Sigma, Smith Cosmetics, and I like the Smith Cosmetics eye brushes especially. I've owned so many different kinds of brushes, but these are the best I've ever tried. There's a reason, like every time I shop on Sephora, I buy like 2 more brushes, and I'm slowly acquiring the entire line. Some of my favorites, this is the Sephora Pro Domed Stippling number 41. I use this today to blend out a cream bronzer, and you guys, this and this number 94, they're both good for it, but I think I like this first one I mentioned better. It blends it a little more seamlessly, and I just think it looks so, it just makes it easy. You don't need to be a makeup artist to be able to use cream bronzer, and I know for me, it kind of helped take the guesswork out of it. It is so easy to use. And then I get so many questions about their powder brush that I use, the number 55. And then my favorite concealer brush of all time, ever, is this number 56 one. It is just the right shape. I use it literally every single day. I need to own a second because it's always dirty. It's always dirty, but these brushes are amazing. The eye brushes are great too. I own even more, but half of them are in a dirty pile, but so good. Definitely worth checking out. I'll be picking more up, hint, hint, for future in the video when I talk about brushes from them. I'm buying more. I'm buying more. Y'all like my little Pinocchio mug? This I got at the actual like Disney store, like the ones you get in the mall. You know what I mean? Ugh, I keep seeing some of the products I'm gonna be mentioning in a minute that you should avoid, and there's one line of products that are so bad. I keep seeing them and I'm like, ugh. So I'm wearing, I think virtually everything I'm mentioning is on my face, so I will certainly tell you. The moisturizer I've been obsessed with, I've mentioned in random videos a lot recently. It's a newer product to me. This is the Tatcha, the Dewy Skin Cream. This is like almost $70, you guys. So at least with like, you know, let's say you get the 20% off, you're saving almost 15 bucks. That's the time to do it because it is really, really expensive. Tatcha is great skincare. They have great ingredients, and this stuff has really made a difference in my skin, especially as we've transitioned out of winter and I'm still facing a little bit of dryness. This is the best at just this beautiful layer of moisture, but it's got this nice glow. There's no shimmer to it. So don't feel like you're gonna put it on and look like a disco ball. But it's so, so beautiful. They say you can use it morning and night. I just use it in the morning because I really like the way it looks under makeup. The packaging, of course, is beautiful, and it comes with a little spatula so you can kind of scoop out the cream as you need it and then stick it back in there. It's so cute. Y'all like my earrings? They're from Target. If I can find them, I'll link them below. I just bought them the other day, so they should just still be there, but I think they're like the Bauble Bar Sugar Fix collection. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the primer I put on my skin is this CoverFX Dewy Skin Primer. It's a little bit hydrating, but this, okay, when I use or hear the term glass skin, this is what I think of. I feel like they should have called this the glass skin primer because it's literally, it almost looks like a clear lip gloss, but it doesn't feel like one. But here's the deal. I don't put this all over my face. What I do is I literally just put it in my cheeks. So I'll kind of rub some between my fingers and I literally just pat it in that area and then rub in where I need, and that's it. I don't put it on my forehead. I definitely don't put it on my nose or chin. It is so beautiful at giving you this kind of natural, kind of glass skin-like look. I've worn it alone before and it was a little odd, but if you put a really small amount on, it could look really pretty, but it looks pretty under tinted moisturizers and foundation. It's just beautiful. I thought it might be a little gimmicky, but I'm actually finding that I really enjoy it and I would totally recommend. I think that if you have super oily skin, I don't know. Again, you could just put it on your cheeks like I do anyway, and I have normal to dry skin, but I was very surprised at how much I liked that. So the foundation I'm wearing, I don't talk about a lot on my channel. So I want to talk about it some more because I really do like this. I might say this wrong. It's either Kogendo or Kogendo. I think it's Kogendo. But it's this beautiful Aqua foundation. Definitely a more hydrating foundation, hence the name. So it's definitely geared toward normal to dry skin. I have the shade 113. I think it's a little yellow for me, but it's really, really a beautiful foundation. It's one of those that you can layer to get, I would say, about medium coverage. It's not a full coverage foundation, but it's definitely not a crazy light. It's right in the middle, but I put on 2 layers on my face today and no powder. And I don't feel like there's anything like, typically if I'm wearing a foundation that needs a little more coverage, I'll put powder foundation on top because then that fixes it. I don't have any powder on. I feel like on its own, it covered plenty. So I really, really like this. It's pricey. This is the time to get it. So I highly recommend the Milk Makeup bronzer and blush sticks. Now I have their highlight stick. I bought a mini size and I don't love that. It's not as easy to apply as something else I'm gonna be mentioning for a cream highlight, but holy moly, this Milk Makeup matte bronzer, I'd heard a lot of YouTubers rave about this, and so finally I was like, okay, I'll try it. This is incredible. I actually had the Charlotte Tilbury like contour wand I was going to mention in this video, but when I held them up next to each other, I thought, this is better. This is better. The contour wand is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that product, but this is even easier to use because I just swipe it on my cheekbone, you know, right there, and then I use that Sephora brush I mentioned to blend it. I'll put a little bit on my forehead and blend it, and it is the most seamless, beautiful bronzer, the easiest thing to blend. It stays in place all day. This is like, I don't even need any other bronzers. But I also really like the Milk Makeup lip and cheek sticks. I don't use these on my lips. I just haven't, honestly. But beautiful on the cheeks. You can tap it right on. You can use a sponge and apply it that way. You can tap it right, did I just say that? What I do is I dip my brush actually on this and then swirl it onto the cheeks. Again, same kind of formula, highly blendable, stays in place beautifully, but because these aren't powder, they don't make you look older than you are. They just kind of make your skin look like it's glowing from within. So the product that I think is this one, wow, this is beautiful. I traveled with this on our like 2-week road trip and I use this blush and highlight every single day. So it's the Kosas Color and Light Cream and it's the 8th Muse Duo. And it's got a cream blush and a cream highlight. I literally just take my sponge and dip it right in there and pat it on. I feel like with the blush, I've had to kind of take my finger and scrape the top layer off a little bit, because the more I'm putting in a moist sponge, which yes, I know is not good for the product, but that's the way I'm using it. But that fixes the problem for me. You guys, this is the prettiest. I'm probably gonna mention this in my April favorites too. This is one of the prettiest cheek products, both of them, I've ever used. It looks so glowy. I used this highlight today, and I literally just took my moist sponge and I've swiped it into the highlight and patted it right in there. That's all I have on, and it is so beautiful. It catches the light gorgeously. You can stick it on your brow bone, anywhere. It is so pretty. There's no glitter though. It's just pure, like, ooh, dew. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. It's honestly worth the money that it is, and I very rarely say that about anything. It is worth the money, but especially if you can save 10, 15, or 20%, this is the time to do it if you like cream products. I didn't have a concealer to mention. There are a few I really like, but I'm trying to hone in on this because I could talk about half of my collection right now that I love that happen to be sold at Sephora. I tried to narrow it down. I'm wearing Tarte Shape Tape, which I rarely wear, and that's not one for this video today. I like it, but it's not my favorite. Listen, plenty of other people hype that one up. You don't need another person hyping it up. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I did set my concealer with this today. This is one of, if not my absolute, it really is, my absolute favorite under eye setting powder. I have gotten more into loose powders the past few months. I kind of go in waves with loose powder. Right now I have been playing with them a lot more, but I have learned, whether it's with this or with the loose powder, to take a brush and just set here and right here. But I've learned to avoid here, because the second I get it over there is when everything starts to look really crepey and gross. Which means, yes, my concealer right there where my fine lines are might crease a bit, but I would rather that than the crepiness that any powder tends to give. Not necessarily this one, but especially loose powder. So this is so beautiful, but again, it's pricey. I don't really use it all over my face. I pretty much just use it on my under eye, which means it lasts forever. I mean, I've been using this a ton for over a year now probably, and it's still kicking. One product I was surprised that I liked is the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel. I have it in medium brown, which is my shade in their line, because it's a brown and it's a darker brown, but it is very cool toned. It doesn't pull warm. So if you've been looking for one that doesn't pull kind of red, then medium brown is probably your color. Anyway, I don't usually like products like this, like colored gels, but this one was so easy to apply. Now that's not all I'm wearing on my eyebrows. I am wearing their Dip Brow Pomade as well. I'll talk about in a minute. But I really liked this, and it's really easy to maneuver, because once I get it in, if I get too much in one area, which is why I don't like products, it's really easy to take another spoolie, a clean spoolie, and brush it through, and it'll still move before it sets, and that's why I like this. I highly recommend the Anastasia palettes. These are my two favorites in particular. So Soft Glam is this beautiful warm toned palette. It's got plenty of shimmers, plenty of mattes. Everything is so beautiful, so blendable. The shimmers are so pigmented, but I love the blendability of the mattes, especially because I feel like every time I've ever used either one of these palettes, the look always comes out seamless, even if I'm like just sloppily throwing it on. So what's on my eyes today is this other palette, the Sultry palette, which is my true favorite. It's got more cool tones, but it still has a little bit of warmth to it. I don't really use that red shade. A lot of us here on YouTube talk about the second you cover that, it's just a neutral palette. So it kind of throws you off. But I'm a neutrals girl through and through, so this has my name written all over it. I have the shade Pearl on the lid, and then I use Birch, one of my favorite shades ever, in the crease. And then this beautiful matte black Noir is all that I have lining my eyes today on the top. That's it. It is so black. It is so black. It is beautiful. And then Fresh, I love this. This reminds me of the Wet n Wild Brulee single shadow that I love. That's like $2. Very similar, crazy pigmented, light almond color. I love to put on my brow bone, or if you want to set your eye primer with it. This one took me by surprise. This is the YSL The Shock mascara. I bought it on a whim because I don't remember, was it Rach Loves that said she loved this? And so I was like, I'll just try it. Or maybe it was Fleur de Force, one of those two. How do I confuse them? They are kind of similar looking. Wow, this has crazy volume. So I'm wearing it today. Let me zoom y'all in just a tinge. I'm wearing it today, and that's like one coat. No joke, it is no joke. So keep that in mind. If you like really volumized curled black lashes, You're gonna love this, but buy it on sale. Buy it on sale. So I might buy this again, and I also, there's another expensive mascara I might buy as well. But always keep in mind that my favorite mascara is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. So you can save money. You don't have to buy this, but the makeup lover in me is like, but I want it again. But I love the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. So on my lips today, I fell in love with this lip line. It's been a while since I've fallen in love with a new lipstick, but I really like the formula of these Milk Makeup creamy lipsticks. And I really like the shade OG Red. It's this beautiful bright red, but I especially like the shade Hype. So this is what I'm wearing on my lips today. I do have a gloss on top, but it's this really pretty, cooler toned pink, kind of a blue toned pink. And they're really creamy, but they stay in place. I like to wear them with lip liners, but like today I didn't put a lip liner. I just kind of swiped the color on, and it's really creamy and pigmented. Then I topped it with my next recommendation. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss in the shade Fussy. The original shade is beautiful too. I have that one, but this one is more pink toned, and it's totally my favorite of the two. These are glimmery, shiny, beautiful, crazy comfortable. They're not sticky at all, but on top of it all, it has this incredible like Bonnabelle lip smacker smell. Guys, I love it. Joseph Colors lip gloss are my other favorite, but they're not sold at Sephora, so there we go. Another lip product I did want to bring up is this YSL lip stain. They're Volupte Liquid Color Balm. This is not going to be for everyone, but if you like kind of low-key, comfortable, glossy balms, like this is not a gloss. This is not like the Fenty one, although I guess it's got a little more pigment, but it's definitely more like balm-like. This is so comfortable. I think I wore it like on New Year's or some recent party I was at, and it was so beautiful, and I could quickly reapply it without a mirror, and it was no big deal. It is so, so, so pretty. Highly recommend. This color I have in particular is number 12, and I love this. I would rebuy this if I ran out. I love it that much. Okay, I couldn't not recommend this. The Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize Cream Shadows. One of my favorite cream shadows I've ever tried. Again, if not my favorite. This is the shade Marie Antoinette. It's this beautiful, I think they describe it as like antique oyster gold or something ridiculous online, but it is so pretty. I really like it with my brownish green eyes. If you look really closely, my eyes are brownish green, and so many of you guys, like when I zoom in, especially when I'm in natural light and you can really see it, you guys are like, I had no idea you have like greenish eyes. I'm like, I know, most people don't know. I don't even know that Tyler realizes that. But anyway, this really pulls that out, pulls the green out of my eyes, and I love that. But this is one of those things, I think I've decided if you have really oily eyelids, I think this will crease on you and you won't like it. But if you have decently normal eyelids, like you don't have a lot of problems with that, you'll like it. It sets down, so it's not like it stays glossy or anything, but I feel like if you had that problem, this might not be the cream shadow for you. I would go for like the Milk Makeup eye pigments, like the squeezable. Those are beautiful as well, and those really stay in place. So now let's move on to the products that I'm gonna be buying for myself during the sale. I need to grab my phone because they're all in my Sephora cart. Hold on. So things I'm repurchasing, the Beauty Blender Cleanser. It's a liquid cleanser. I love it. I've decided that the biggest, and I don't know, I'm going to buy the medium size, but it is the best thing for me that I've found to clean my sponges the quickest. For me, with that, I can clean my sponge in about 30 seconds, whereas with other stuff, it's a couple minutes, to really get it clean. I don't know what in the world is in that stuff, but it's incredible. So I'm going to buy that again, but I bought the giant one and it lasted me so long and it got so crusty. I was like, I think I'm going to buy a smaller one. Next thing I'm going to repurchase, I think I am going to buy another shade of this Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize Cream Shadow. I'm torn between the shade Jean, which is kind of like a light champagne-y kind of color, and then there's another color called Verushka, which is more of a green-gray color, and I'm leaning towards that one just because it's something different. I have so many shades like this. Maybe that is the one I'll get. I certainly don't need to buy both. So I think I'm going to buy a new one of my Bobbi Brown corrector in light bisque. I'm almost done with it, and I've had it for quite a while. This is like my favorite quick concealer. I can just grab a little bit on my ring finger and tap it there, and it's like, boom, gone, and it doesn't budge. Now, it is a little bit more emollient, so I don't bring it too far out, because again, that's just gonna settle into your fine lines like crazy. It cancels out blueness. It is so beautiful. I have the shade Light Bisque, and they do have other shades, so you can, adjust for your skin tone, but they have I think it's called Extra Light Bisque, and I'm like, maybe, but I'm like, but no, Jessica, if this has been working for you, why change it? So I think I'm gonna get the same one. I adore this product. So the other expensive mascara I think I'm gonna repurchase is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2. I wanted to buy it again a while ago, and I didn't because I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the sale. So I think I'm gonna buy another one to have for when I'm like maybe like on Mother's Day, I'll like pop it out and, you know, like a special occasion kind of thing. That's when I'll open it. Then I'll use it every day because I love it. But again, it reminds me of the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I might buy another of the It Cosmetics CC cream, but I might buy it in the shade Fair because I have the shade Light and it is definitely too dark. So I haven't been using it because it's just too dark for me, so I have to mix it with stuff. And I'm like, no, I really like the CC cream for the way it is, and I don't want to have to mix it. So I think I'm going to try the shade Fair. I might buy the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm again. I really, really like that cleansing balm and I've missed it. I use cleansing oils too. I'm trying all kinds of things. But I also know that I have the Drunk Elephant Cleansing Balm I want to try next. So I'm like, do you really need the Clinique one too? So maybe I'll take that out of my cart. I buy most of my perfumes on fragrance.net or .com. I think it's like both. That's actually where I buy most of my perfumes because it's the same thing, but if you buy it without the packaging, you save money. Like it's a better deal than what you get with this. But I don't think that site has Chanel Coco Mademoiselle because I think I've tried to buy it on there before. So I think I'm gonna buy that again because I think it's my favorite perfume of all time. I have so many favorites, but that's like the one that like, oh, I missed. When I own it, I use it up. And then I'm like, dang it, now I've got all these other perfumes I really like, but that's my real favorite. So I think I'm gonna buy that again. And then I'm gonna buy a new one of the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. This is something I just recently fell back in love with. That's what's on my brows in addition to the Dip Brow Gel. I put this on first. And I've tried drugstore dupes of this and they are very good. But I do feel like there's something in it that just makes it just a little bit easier to blend, where it looks just a little bit more natural, and I don't know, man. So, but I've had this one, it says 6 months on it. I've had this for a couple years. Okay, so new stuff I'm gonna be picking up. I'm gonna pick up a NARS pump for my NARS Sheer Glow thing. It's like $6. I know you can get other ones on other sites, but I'm like, well, it's gonna be 20% off and I'm already buying stuff. Because I'm enjoying the Sheer Glow. I kind of talked about it in a recent video for just like quick days where I just want a little bit of coverage, but I hate the packaging. I also want to try the NARS Liquid Blush. I think I've landed on the shade Orgasm. It's a little bit more pinky. They have Torrid, which is a little bit more of like a warm tone, but I think I want the pink one. So I want to try that out because I think even Emily Noel likes that. And I'm like, I really want to see what that's all about since I do like cream and liquid blushes so much. I'm also going to pick up the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. Literally for no reason other than I love the Laneige lip sleeping mask and I wear it like during the day, and there are some exfoliative properties to it that I probably shouldn't wear it every single day, you know, if I'm also wearing it at night, you know. So I figured that would be perfect. I can wear that one during the day, the glowy balm, and then wear the sleeping mask actually at night. I want to try this new Marc Jacobs Accomplice Concealer. I'm kind of thinking I probably should watch a review, but at the same time, I'm like, no, but I want to review it on my channel, so I don't want to be swayed. So I think I'm gonna see if I can find a decent shade match and go ahead and buy that online. This is one I hear about in magazines. The Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. It's been around for years. They now have like an oil-free version. They got this version, they got that. So I wanna try like the original, but I know that they sell a mini size of it, like a smaller size, and I'm like, perfect. That way I can save about half the amount of money. That way if I hate it, it's not as big of a deal, but if I love it and I use the whole thing up, then I know I can buy it again in the full size. But I'm trying to be better about buying smaller sizes of things when I can. And I also want to try the new Fenty bronzer. It's a powder bronzer, which like I was mentioning, I don't use those as much right now. I go through seasons, but they have different shades, which is so nice. And so I want to try the shade Into Sun, which I think is the lightest shade, and it looks a little bit more neutral tone too. So I was like, ooh, so I might pick that one up. Oh, so the Sephora Pro brushes I want to get. I added the Pro Drawing Shadow Brush number 41. I added the Pro Sculpting Blush Brush number 99, and I added the Pro Slanted Buffing Detail Brush number 89. I'm just going to complete this collection. Pretty soon I will have nothing but Sephora brushes. They're so good, you guys. So I think that's all I'm gonna get. I feel like I keep adding things to the cart, then removing it. But I'm gonna check out. But the day that I'm filming this is actually a day or two before the sale, so I have a little bit of time, we'll see. So let's talk about the products that I think maybe you might wanna avoid during this sale. Or anytime. This one, I recently was wearing lashes in a recent video, and I don't wear lashes very often, but I was like, well, I have all these lashes, I might as well use them. So I pulled out this Tarteist Pro lash adhesive that I bought really not too long ago, and it's not gone bad or anything, but it's a black colored lash glue, which is awesome because it's like, oh good, it's not gonna look white, and even though the white ones dry down, sometimes you can still kind of see it, you know. Y'all, this I hated this. It wasn't as adhesive as it should have been compared to like just regular old duo lash glue that I've been used to using. Especially back in the days that I was in shows all the time wearing lashes every single day. I got really good at it for a while, but I am out of practice. So I was like, well, maybe it's not. No, this is just not a good adhesive. No matter how long you give it to dry, it never really gets tacky. It's just, I don't know. I didn't love it. I ended up going in with the duo lash glue to get parts of it to stay down. And on top of that, you get the black kind of everywhere, and then you're like, well, I can't get it up now. I've got black on my lid, and I'm like, so the idea in theory is great, but in actuality, it's very difficult to work with. The Fenty Beauty Matchsticks, I don't like them. I don't think they're easy to blend at all. So I've got these amazing brushes I showed you that are great at blending, like let's say the Milk Makeup Bronzer. That thing is so creamy, it's so blendable. Like the contour, I have the shade Amber, which is a contoury shade for me. These are just thicker. They're not easy to blend. I just don't like them. I found one way to use my lighter, like more skin tone shade is I use it as an eye primer. And it's been working that way. I literally put this in my eye primer drawer and that's how I use it. It works pretty good as an eye primer, to be honest with you, but it's not a reason to buy it. And I had bought this trio for like lighter skin, you know, and I don't like them. I don't reach for them. I really could never put my stamp of approval on them. Maybe certain shades are creamier than the others. Let me know your experience down below, but I have not enjoyed it at all. So this one might come as a surprise. A lot of people like this. I didn't like it on my skin. It's the Hourglass Vanish foundation. Now I do have the Hourglass Vanish foundation stick. They send me these. This was PR. And I love so many Hourglass products. I love the Arch Brow Pencil. I love the Vanish Foundation Stick. I almost mentioned today the Vanish Highlight Stick. That is one of the creamiest, most beautiful highlights that you could literally touch your finger to and tap it on, and it's just like perfect. But this just sat on top of my skin and I just didn't like it. It looked like I was wearing a mask, but not in a, wow, her skin's so perfected way. It was more of a, ooh, she needs to like blend her foundation in more, but no matter how I applied it, it never looked good over any primer. I know there are some YouTubers that really rave about this. I also know that there have been a few sponsorships where people rave about it, which it is what it is. And maybe they really do love it, and that's cool. I just didn't. So it wasn't right for my skin. Keep in mind, I have normal to dry skin. Maybe it would look better on oily skin. Let me know if you guys have tried it and you really like it. How are you making it work? Because I would love to make this work. I have the shade Porcelain, by the way, and it's a decent shade match for me. It's not perfect, but it's okay. So the product that I was talking about earlier that I kept looking at and I was like, ugh, these NARS multi-use glosses. These were sent to me, and again, I've got plenty of NARS products I really like, but these are meant that you can put them, I guess everywhere. You could use them like on your face, but it mentioned specifically you can use them on your eye, and I thought, oh my gosh, you can get that beautiful like kind of glossy eye. Love that. Well, it's literally in their lip gloss packaging. You guys, I tried this a couple times. So you take it and it's a little bit sticky, and I don't even want to do it. You tap it onto your eyelid, let's say, to give it that kind of shimmery, glossy look. This creased instantly. Like even if I like keep my eyes closed to like let it dry, it never dries down because it is kind of glossy. So it doesn't dry down, and then it just creases completely. And I don't usually have issues with creasing. This was the worst product. It just looked crazy. And then any shadow I had under it, it just moved it around and pulled those into the creases. No. And then it's too weird. I tried it like to tap it on as a highlight, but again, that was really odd. If I want that kind of a look, now I know I can just grab Aqua 4 and tap it there, and I could put even a powder highlight on top, and it looks way better than these do. So stay far away. So wow, this video was about as long as I expected that it would be, but I hope it was helpful for you to watch if you are shopping the sale. If you are not shopping the sale, kudos to you. Because I mean, obviously the reality is a lot of us own plenty of makeup. We really don't need new makeup. But if you're genuinely watching this video because you're newer to makeup, or you have a Sephora gift card and you're like, ooh, this is a great time to buy like one new item, hopefully I help steer you in the direction of an amazing product that you can add to your collection, because that's the reality. Most of us do have plenty and we don't really need it. But my job here is to help at least steer you into the direction of the best products that are out there. So I hope I did that in this video. And thank you again, Ebates, for sponsoring this video. If you are interested in trying out Ebates, the link to join to get your $10 welcome bonus is down below, as well as the link to enter the $100 Visa gift card. That is also in the description box. But other than that, I hope that you'll come say hi to me on social media. It is GM Beauty 89 everywhere. And I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.